Hi everyone, my name is Ananya Sharma and I'm the video production specialist at Code Infinity. Today we have Nikhil with us and we are going to get to know his journey at Code Infinity, his professional journey and everything related to that. So first of all, Nikhil, I would just like to thank you for joining in today and being a part of this session of ours. So without wasting any time, I'm just going to dive right into my very first question. So, Nikhil, what exactly made you curious about the field of data science? Because I know you have a bachelor's in mechanical engineering. So, why data science now? How did the idea occur to you?
Yeah, actually, I am from basically mechanical background and which is completely non-IT things. And uh, means I started searching for the fields because of COVID situation. So at that time, there were placements were going on in my college, and I realized that the placements in my college are not going very good. So decided to switch my career into something else. So I started searching for a field which helps me to build my career in that field, and there I come across the term called data science, because before that I completely didn't know anything about the data science. And when I started searching for the things related to the data science, like reading the articles and watching the videos in YouTube, I found this field very interesting. Like it is I want to do with the data, and it all has which I can pursue in my future career. So I started searching for the course, and I started my course from the Board Infinity in the 2021.
Right. So, you just told us that you came across data science and that made you curious, and you eventually did a course with Board Infinity. So, the next question that I have for you is, what all research did you do about the field, and how did you end up with Board Infinity? And with that, how was your learning experience at Board Infinity?
Yeah, basically, I started searching for the course which is related to the data science and data analytics, and I come across the Board Infinity from the Instagram. I search about the curriculum, what Board Infinity provide us, and what are the contents they provide to their learners. So I found the curriculum was very well organized, and it will help me to pursue the perfect direction in the data science. And the course is well organized, and that's why I started learning from the Board Infinity. And I just call the peoples from the Board Infinity, and they guide me very well in the my journey.
That's really nice to know. So, Nikhil, we also hold a lot of hackathons because hackathons give everybody a practical experience about how to go on with the learnings that you have done. So, talking about the hackathon, how was your experience during the hackathons that you might have participated in, and how was your experience altogether?
Yeah, definitely hackathons helps you during your learning process, because they provide you the real case scenarios where you can put your all knowledge together to solve the situation they provide us. So during the learning process that you are learning from the some course and applying the same things to the other part, then it is very help to build your practical knowledge as well, and it will definitely help you in the interview process. So they ask you to what you actually do with the data, so you can tell them I just participate in hackathon and I solve this real case scenario. So it will help in that scenario as well.
All right, okay. So, Nikhil, one of the USP that we like to say about our courses is that you get to be in touch with the mentors who are already in the field where you are planning to go. So, with that, I want to ask you, how was your experience with the industry's specialized coaches who are working in the data science industry, and do you think the one-on-one mentoring that you got was valuable and that it was needed during the learning journey?
Yeah, exactly. If you have the coach which they have the industry experience, and it will help us to know about the industry, how the industry reacting nowadays. So it will very help you to understand the real case scenarios. And the personal touch is very useful because I also thought about to start a data science by self learning, but as all knows, data science is not a small field, it is very vast. So there should be a mentor who tells you we should do and we should not do, so it will helps in that case.
Right. And even when, you might have a doubt or anything during your
Yeah.
learning process, I'm pretty sure that, you can just reach out to your coaches and mentors, and they would have helped you during any queries, right?
Yeah, means they helps to understand the things very easily that you have doubt about. And I personally believe in asking the doubts which I'm not pretty sure about. So I ask many questions to my coach, and I'm very thankful to them. They solve each and every my doubts which I had that time.
Right. So, Nikhil, the next question I have is derived from what you just said about, self-learning. So, self-learning is also extremely important, and YouTube is a great platform, right? Because you can just search for a number of things and get the answer. So in order to impart education to everyone, we even hold webinars, and some webinars are for everyone, some are for exclusively for our learners. So what do you think is the importance of such webinars where you get to learn new things, maybe you get to learn a new language? So do you think such webinars should be attended by people who are planning to become maybe data scientists?
Yeah, means if you are learning the data science, then you should attend the webinars. Like you, this is just like a bonus points in your learning. So you should started learning the webinars. So they are explaining the different things than your learning process. So you will get all our means all the scenarios clearly explained in that webinars. So industrial experience persons they are conducting the webinar, so it will help to understand the other things as well.
Right, right. So, my next question to you is about your professional role right now. So, Nikhil, for everybody who's watching right now, could you tell us what exactly your role is right now, and what does a day in your life look like? Matlab, where do you start your work from? What do you do the whole day, and where do you end your day?
Yeah, so in Genpact, I basically work as a senior associate data engineer. So in that, we have to mostly monitor the data and monitor the data flow, migrate the data from one database to the another database. So there are many things we have to work, and we are exploring the new things as a fresher in the industry. So as a fresher, I'm getting a different experience in a different way, and it is very means useful for you to understand all the concepts like what the data is about and what we can do with the data. So you will get many things after your learning in the industry point of view. You will get to explore about many things many more times.
Right. So, Nikhil, you got placed at Genpact, which is a great company. So, the next question is about the whole interview process that you had. So, what I am curious to know, and what many of our audience wants to know, is how was the interview process like? What all rounds were there, and how did you crack those answers to actually get placed at such an organization?
Yeah, basically, in my interview, there were three rounds. First is the technical round, and in the technical round, they asked me about the statistics, Python, and SQL concepts, and not even only the technical theoretical knowledge, but they actually give me the used case during the process. So I solved the use case scenario over there at that time. And in the second stage, they just give me the case study where they want to understand about me, how I can react with the situation if I had the worst situation and the good situation, how I react in the situation. And the third round it is basically the HR round where they just ask me about the location you want to prefer about for your work and just casual interaction.
All right. So if you had to, give somebody, especially our, audience right now, some tips about how to, ace an interview, what tips would you give? I'm pretty sure that, being confident is definitely one of the things that everybody says. Apart from that, what all do you think is really important to know before actually going for the interview?
Yeah, basically, I saw many people who just is satisfied by just learning the tools and learning the languages, but genuinely in the industry, they wants to know about your critical thinking ability, like your statistical knowledge, your mathematical knowledge, and how you deal with the problems. So basically, they just ask about the questions, how you deal with the process, and because tools and other things you can learn with the times, but the main thing you should focused on like mathematics behind the situation, because it is very important to understand the situation, it is very important to solve that particular situation.
Right. So you said mathematics about the situation, which just made me curious about mathematics in general. So we have heard a lot of times that mathematics is really important for data science. So do you think that is true, and that you should be really good at maths in order to be a good and great data scientist?
Yeah, means you should not have an expert in the mathematics, but you should know about the fundamental mathematics, about how the data is behaving and how you statistically analyze your data and what you inside get from the data. You should know the basic about the scenarios that you are dealing with.
All right. Okay. So Nikhil, I'm pretty sure during your own learning journey, there must have been a number of problems and hurdles that you might have faced, because you're doing a course online and then there are other things going on in your life. So how did you overcome all the challenges during your learning journey, and what all problems did you face? I mean, was timing an issue, and were you able to take the classes on weekends? What all problems did you face in general?
Yeah, means many people thinks that the non-IT guy can't do a work in a data science field. But as a mechanical background, I also realized that I can't do anything with the data science. But as I'm going with the journey of my learning in Code Infinity, I found their course structure is very well organized, and the coach are very intelligent and very helpful to give all the perspective that the learner wants. And at sometimes you found some difficulties in the course, but by the time if you are consistently working on the learning and consistently pursuing your learning, then it is just an piece of cake for you.
Right. So, given that you have, undertaken this journey and that you have reached the level where you want to reach, I'm pretty sure you will keep growing in this field. But given that where you are today, right now, is the position that where other students also want to be. What skills do you think is required in order to be, a really good data scientist, and the things that you should know in the current job space environment as well?
Yeah, if you want to become a data analyst, then the statistical and mathematic knowledge you must have to learn first. And if you want to work as a data engineer, then the tools and SQL you need to understand very well. And if I just talk about the data science professionals and data science practitioner, then you should learn about the statistics and programming both. So it is like a combination of all things if you want to become a data science professional.
All right. Okay. So, Nikhil, there's this question that I generally ask people. So, I'm going to ask you too. Which programming language do you think everybody should definitely know? And the language which is, very relevant in today's time?
Yeah, like all knows Python is very easy to understand, easy to use. So for a data science and for a non-IT guy, Python is like a wonders of the world. So you can start Python learning it because it is very simple, and many of the data science professional use that language. And for the data manipulation and data visualization purpose we are using the Python language. But if you are more from the statistical background and you want to pursue your career in the statistics point of view, then the R language is the another option for you, but Python is must for you.
All right, Nikhil. So, before concluding the session, I have just one last question for you. So, as I just said before, that you have undertaken the journey and you have reached a certain point where people are still aspiring to be at. So, what advice would you like to give to the learners who are still struggling to become a data scientist?
Yeah, means if I can give an advice to any struggler, so they can struggle, or they have to struggle, because without struggling, no one can achieve the success. So struggling point is like the learning point for you. So you will get lots of knowledge during the struggling period, and you should be a consistent at your work, and you should be dedicated, and you have to work. You have to do your work what you have. Don't expect about the uh, great future, but definitely if you are working, you will get a great future ahead.
Right. That was a great advice, Nikhil. And I'm pretty sure that whoever sees this video would know that struggle is definitely a part of, all your journey. You cannot be where you are right now without actually struggling. So it's okay to struggle, but at the same time, keep believing in yourself. That's what I'm
Exactly.
taking away from what you just said right now. So I guess we didn't have any questions because your answers was so to the point. So with that, I am at the end of this session, and before concluding the session, I just want to thank you, Nikhil, to you took out the time to just be here with us today and share your journey with us. So for that, thank you very much, and I'm pretty sure that everybody who is going to watch your session even later will find your words inspiring.
Yeah. Thanks, Ananya, for inviting me.
Thank you again, and thank you everybody who joined in.